So we're gonna go on to our next topic, Rocco.
Okay,
the heartthrob. Right. We're going right back to you.
You got it. So we were talking earlier about AI intelligence and about, Elon Musk had this dislike of the idea of what artificial intelligence can become. Now, Elon Musk, speaking about that individual, he has created a lot of different things, different companies like Tesla Motors, for example, which is helping move people into the direction of electric cars. Which they are beautiful rides, by the way, and I've seen this out there in California.
Have you driven one?
Tesla Motors? No, I have not driven one, but I have gone into Tesla Motors and seen the cars that they had developed, and they are it looks like.
But you don't know what the inside looks like.
No, I've been in the inside of the car,
okay.
just never drove it.
Okay.
The inside of the car is phenomenal. Yeah. It looks like the future.
Tesla Motors,
dude.
Tesla Motors.
I was just
thinking Tesla Motors.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I know I'm going to need to be in the business of getting a new car in the next 5 years. So I was like, okay, what next car do I want? So I have a Toyota Prius, but I was like, if Tesla can make something cheap enough.
I was just going to say. Okay. So they had their $100,000 car.
Yes.
They have their $50,000 car.
Right.
And now they're developing in the development of a $30,000 to $35,000 car. It's still a pretty high price range, but it's their car they're trying to get to the point of where people could be more affordable. Yeah. When you see these rides, you wouldn't doubt that they probably would be around 30,000 plus easy, because like I said, it's the future. You got literally a big gigantic iPad right in the middle dash. That's can operate and do anything. Yeah, it's it can do anything.
It's called the Model E?
Yeah, I believe so. So
they're saying that it might go up to $45K.
Okay. Go up to? Oh, okay. So not being in the $30,000 range?
Yeah. Well, $40K entry levels as of 2017 inflation rate.
Okay. Okay.
So it's gonna equate to $40K now, which means it might be a little bit more to $45K in 2017.
Gotcha. Well, okay, so Elon Musk developed Tesla Motors. He's trying to move people into the direction of electric cars. Maybe perhaps we should get this out there to Elon and say that there's a lot of individuals that prefer a little bit cheaper, still want to get into electric.
Dude, yeah.
More affordable would, I think, make a large difference. So another company that he's making a large difference with is, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, it's called Solar City.
Yep.
Solar City is where he is saying, essentially, listen, whatever your electric bill is currently, you can pay us that, and we will replace your entire electricity with solar panels, so that you're now using solar energy and just paying like you would be your regular electricity bill, but paying towards owning those solar panels, so that eventually you are utility free, at least with electric. And he's trying to.
You can actually make money off that.
Yeah, he's selling it back to the companies who,
right?
The electrical companies, wherever you be,
yeah.
wherever you be, you'd be able to sell that back to those electrical companies. So a lot of props out there for him for these two companies as of right now, because I think that he's really trying to actively move people into a direction of sustainability.
Right.
And another company that he's created, which has got a lot of sustainability behind it, is the SpaceX program. Mm-hmm. And for any individuals out there who don't understand what the SpaceX program is, it's where he's trying to develop rocket technology that is capable of being used multiple different times, instead of us spending, billions of dollars trying to create these rockets that get used one time and then are destroyed and no longer used, where it's just money going right out the door. And it's back onto that sustainability perspective of where he's saying, let's get multiple uses out of our rockets instead of just one time good use and then gone, and spending so much money for them. So just a little tidbit out there, because this is my topic today. Is actually, it could be about Elon Musk if we haven't already made about Elon Musk and all the different programs he's doing, but it was mainly going to be about SpaceX, because recently, as of December 21st. 2015, which, well, it was recently for us at least, and you guys might be watching a little bit later, but they had successfully landed their first rocket in SpaceX, had landed it. Now, a lot of people say, okay, there's other companies out there that have done this kind of thing with rockets and then landed it, but the difference between his company and what other companies have achieved is that his actually had achieved orbit and then re-landed. where other companies have just stayed within the atmosphere and had relanded their rockets. So this is a big deal because this is the first major step that it has been taken about saying, hey, we've achieved success in our sustainable rockets. We have been able to successfully launch it to orbit and then re-land it back here on Earth to be able to use for another time. And this was the Falcon 9 rocket that he had launched.
Falcon, like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, Millennium
I like it.
Falcon 9. So for people out there that are, they don't know how much it is to what a regular launch is for a rocket, it's somewhere around $225 million per launch. What he's doing as of right now is that his launches are costing around $61.2 million compared to the $225 million. So by creating this, sustainability with the rockets, I think that he's trying to move into the direction of us being able to eventually move out to space kind of deal. Be able to do a lot more space-related infrastructure to the Mars ones, things that we've been seeing coming up around the corners and stuff, and creating it to be an actual possibility with individuals being able to do, which I believe, I'm not 100% sure, is capable in Russia as of right now, to get to the point of zero gravity and then come back down, and it costs a ton of money, but to be able to give individuals the ability to experience space at a more affordable cost. I think that this individual, Elon Musk, is like a role model for me, at least, for the sense of that he's taken the money and the wealth that he's created and has started moving into directions with 3 different companies to really genuinely be active about sustainability, which is a big issue, obviously, that we're going through 2006 starting right now, and it's probably going to be around for a little bit. It's going to be a big topic, I think, you're gonna hear about for us trying to not fuck shit up, put it nicely.
Musk invested over $100 million into this company, SpaceX program, which is pretty interesting.
There you go. I think this is like, and I don't know how you guys feel about it too. I think this is huge because, like a lot of people might say, well, rockets, why do we care about rockets? NASA hasn't done anything as of late, and NASA isn't the only company out there that's doing stuff when it's coming to space. But we send out satellites through rockets, and satellites are being sent out all the time. We do have astronauts still going out into space. Like it is something that is still occurring. Why not be doing it for $61 million instead of $225? We got to also remember that this is taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, wouldn't you want and prefer something that's $61 million over $225 when it's coming out of your pocket to fund this program? And he's got backed, I think it was something like a few billion dollars, one point something billion dollars by the government as of right now to keep on pushing forward with this technology because they're seeing it as like, yeah, we definitely need to have this kind of going on. Mm-hmm. So what's your guys' perspectives of this? Do you think this is, moving in the right direction? Do you think this is kind of money being, not well spent? Do you think it could be putting towards something better?
Someone mentioned on Facebook, they were like, why is this such a big deal? And I thought it was like one of the best analogies just to put it in perspective. Having a rocket be able to come back after launching and not having to rebuild a whole new rocket for another development process is huge. Think about, every time you take a plane flight from X to X, they have to destroy the plane and rebuild a new one. Exactly. I mean, it's crazy. So, so I was like, okay, yeah, wow, all right, so yeah, that's really great. And so Falcon 9, the one that re-landed, I think I was just reading, they're going to keep it on the ground, but it's already, I think it launched December 9th or something like that. Mm-hmm. As of 22 hours ago, it's ready to fly again. Which is really great. But they're not going to. They've because it's the first one to do it successfully. They've done tests that confirm that it could fly again. But I think they're going to keep it on the ground as a keepsake, just in case. And so that's pretty cool. But I'm sure they're working on Falcon 10, which will be the next one.
So I don't know if anybody had seen where they had actually failed. Their attempts of failing, where it had crashed and nice explosion had occurred. I was like, wow, that would be a little nerve-wracking because they're even saying that they're, like you had said, they said Falcon 9 is ready to go back up in the air. We feel that we are on the verge of really being able to send individuals up there. What would you guys think about being one of those individuals on one of these rockets right now?
There are people that
ready to
thrive on this. Yeah, I am not one of them. I mean, I just, you know what I mean? You have a family and stuff, like, but there's other people who are like, I got to do this. We've talked about in the past, like, what do you want to be remembered by? If someone really had this, like, itch to be remembered and, like, believe in this, like, this would be the perfect combination of things for them to do. We talk about Neil Armstrong, but, like, we're quickly approaching an era where there's going to be a brand new Neil Armstrong for our generation and for our kids' generation, where this is the first person to, like, land on Mars potentially.
Yep.
And with the SpaceX program, I mean, he's decreasing the price it takes to create by like a 10th, or at least that's his goal. And his main goal is to get somebody on Mars and then to colonize Mars. Like, he absolutely believes that he can do this. It's quite fascinating.
Like you just said, though, that is like one of his main goals. He's, you know, he knows that eventually that's going to be the case, but he's practical too as well with it. He understands the challenges that exist, and that's why he's heading on these as of right now. That's why the SpaceX program's been created, and he's like, okay, let's do this. Like, I get it. I think that it's possible. I know that we have issues as of right now to being able to do that and achieve that. Let's develop the technology that can do that, and that's what SpaceX is right now. Is that space exploration?
Right.
And that project to create the affordability for it.
Yep.
So I think, you know, hell yeah, not only just doing something here on planet Earth where he's saying solar cities and he's saying Tesla Motors, but he's also saying let's get to the point of it being a realistic, you know, concept of something like Star Trek eventually, and, you know, and have that ability of getting out there and exploring space more than we have ever done.
I'm starting to think strategically. Like, I'm trying to put myself on that note, I'm trying to put myself in Musk's, like, mind and why he's making the certain decisions and investments into things, right? I mean, obviously it is an industrial market, but he's touching very specific things that I think are crucial to something like colonizing Mars. If you think about it, it's like,
exactly. Solar panel.
You need homes. You need a way to get there. You need transportation once you're on there, and then if you're going to colonize, like, massively, you need mass transit to translate. Like, right?
And, that's his other hyperloop he's got developing right now. Yeah, exactly. So that's I didn't think about that.
Right, and then what do you think is the next step then? I know that I have what I believe in, but if you or Steve have a thought of, if you're Musk, what is the next crucial step you need to invest in order to make colonizing Mars just a complete monopoly of everything that you touch?
And perhaps some form of, like, city development, like creating a city that could be, you know, a dome kind of system or a agriculture kind of deal where you can be able to feed those individuals while they're there, like something where that could happen and occur. I would think
water and agriculture.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
So I would not be surprised. And we talked about this last night when we were playing League of Legends on youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel, where we were streaming League of Legends. We were talking about Cowspiracy, the documentary on Netflix, and how it's
don't give up too much, because that's going to be my next topic. This, for anybody who's out there prepared, next week that will be my topic. So get out there on Netflix and watch Cowspiracy, okay? So educate yourself a little bit more. Be ready for it.
Cowspiracy.
High notes, real quick, and how it pertains to this topic specifically is that it's a large carbon footprint, and it is just it's very expensive to produce all of this, right? If Musk is going to move into the agriculture and how to feed people, it would make sense if he is going to look into ways to develop meat and food in a lab, say, very cheaply. Yeah, that would. I mean, it would sound like the holy trinity.
And less resourceful, like less natural resources, less water. You know, like, and maybe something of,
right.
Like, yeah, that could be the case. If he does do that, then it's like his mission in life is like Mars. Like,
Mars will cease to be known as Mars. It's now called Musk, Planet Musk.
Planet Musk.
Yeah, you should call this topic Planet Musk.
But I mean, I think those are the biggest things. If he has those three: food and water, transportation, and
he's got power
and power, right?
And transportation applies to the SpaceX program and the Hyperloop development that he's doing as of right now.
Yeah.
Like, that dude, I think he's doing it right. I think he took the money that he had made out. It was off of PayPal, am I correct?
I think
it was PayPal that he had made his money off of, selling PayPal, and
oh wow, yeah,
created all these other companies now.
Well, that would be embarrassing if that wasn't the case. Let me check.
If it's not, let's just double check that real fast.
Yeah, but yeah, that is my hypothesis of where he's going. But
We're all looking.
He's an aerospace manufacturer and space transport service company in his headquarters.
Yeah, PayPal sold
by former PayPal
eBay
entrepreneur
for $1.5 billion.
Wow.
Okay, wait.
He went from PayPal to fucking SpaceX.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's from PayPal to SpaceX to. That's what I was saying. Like that's why this guy is a role model for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like he created PayPal. Great, it's a useful thing as of right now for internet purchases, but really it's not Tesla Motors, SpaceX or Solar City. So the fact that he has taken his wealth and it said, okay, I'm going to take my wealth, and this is like the largest philanthropist that I really know. Like, he has taken it and he's tried to figure out a way to solve world issues, and I'm like, that is phenomenal. That, who makes $1.5 billion and then says, you know what, I'm gonna now create 3 other companies that are going to be tackling some of the biggest issues in the world. Or at least for the future sake of the world. Like what we're talking about right now, his main goal is that, or at least what it seems to be that it's circling around is colonization of Mars. Perhaps he's thinking, we're fucking this planet up major. Let's be prepared to be able to have to colonize another planet like ASAP, because if we don't, what we know as society is gone.
Okay, so in 2001, Musk conceptualized Mars Oasis, a project to land a miniature experimental greenhouse on Mars containing seeds and dehydrated gel, hydrating the gel and having plants grow on Martian soil. So this would be the furthest that life's ever traveled in an attempt to regain public interest in space exploration and increase the budget of NASA. But yeah, we must realize that even with a much larger space budget, travel to Mars would be prohibitively expensive, and that a fundamental breakthrough in rocket technology was needed. So it sounds like he's kind of already been there, but he had to go back to space.
Yeah, like we were saying, like
travel.
he's practical with it. He's like, okay, I've got this vision, I've got this idea, and I want to do this, but what's the steps and the hurdles that need to be jumped right now? So rocket technology, like you just said, okay, it's way too expensive right now. It's going to cost too much money to be able to do these. Like, what if he's able to develop the rockets for the point where they can get to Mars, drop off, load the shit, get back, land, and redo this cycle over another 3 times.
Kind of like Martian. You guys ever seen that?
Yeah, I just recently watched that. It was a great movie.
It was. I like the whole concept that they had of that. Oh, okay.
Feel good movie.
But the
watch more movies.
Watch more movies. Go to Star Wars.
Go Star Wars.
Like I think he's doing a phenomenal job with what he had made, and I think that like this SpaceX program is, like you had said, you see people on Facebook that are like, oh, what the hell, and I have too, which for me is like, well, how do you not see the benefit here? Right. Like he's looking at long term. He's not looking at like just today and like the issues today. He's looking at like what can we do to like long term wise to be able to start pushing pushing humanity out there furthering humanity as a whole.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of praise, a lot of love out there. This is by Elon Musk.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Obviously, like there's only so much we know about it. Although we're enamored with him and what he does. But if you guys out there, if we didn't cover a certain topic or a certain thing, please comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Or
if you're Elon Musk and you hear this and you want to have something to say about it, please, why not? Like, because we could do a live,
Rocco would like to take you on a date. He's very nice, and he'll pay for your dinner.
Yeah, you're paying.
It's $1.5 billion. I'll still pay for it. Don't you worry.
But if you'd like to see us cover something specifically about SpaceX, or if you want to add to this conversation, because there's a lot to it and a lot more than we know, you guys are probably out there with it. Just comment below. We'd love to hear about it, and I'm sure other viewers would like to see it as well. So that was brought to you by youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel. youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel has all the Maelstrom videos for you guys. It also houses our ability to live stream our games, so that you can kind of watch, comment as we're playing them. We play League of Legends. We'll play some other games. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3, but it's been holidays, so I'm kind of relaxing. Maybe I'll stream that a little bit later.
And I'm starting Fallout 4.
And you're starting Fallout 4, so that'd be cool to see streamed. But honestly, the one guarantee is that we are playing League of Legends that will be streamed, and that we're not the best, but we're certainly not the worst, because we're
getting pretty damn good though.
Entertaining.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, guys, we're getting pretty good. Like,
we are getting pretty good.
We are pretty good. We are getting pretty good.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, we're getting there.
Not Clay, but
I mean, I just play Virus, so I mean that's the only guy I play.
But I had looked up the strategy, okay, and this is a little off topic real quick, but there's two strategies out there. I guess the Europeans tend to go down your route a little bit more than what the Americans do, which is to take a specific character or champion and just drive deep with that champion only and no other champion until they become a master of that champion, and then they just stay with that champ.
That makes sense.
Where in the U.S., they like to do the play style is that they like to play a bunch of different characters to be mediocre at those characters, but never go dive in depth to that one champion. So they kind of just
AKA Steve-O.
It goes back to my Street Fighter like 2D fighter game. Like you have a main character that you want to be the best at. And then you stem from there. It's like, what counters that? Okay, well then I'll try that character.
Maybe a topic.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. All right. So anyway, our next topics are going to be about the 2016, the most anticipated games of 2016. So tomorrow we'll have that topic for you guys, and you can hop on YouTube and check it out. So.